Hi, fine tuning. A quick vid for a couple of students who have been training with me recently and bought naturally tumbled basalt from Volsini. I'm not sure if this applies to the carved stones that come in the box, but I always teach this when I teach my hot stone about seasoning your stones. Now that's not seasoning them with salt and pepper, it is seasoning them to oil them. And if you know of anywhere other than Volsini that do naturally tumbled basalt, we're trying to find, I'm trying to find another supplier, although I'm very happy with Volsini. I really am happy with Volsini and I always recommend. There is a link on my Volsini for, is it the bamboo page? But if you go to the bamboo page, there's a little link on my schooloffinetuning.com website. On the warm bamboo page, there's a link for a 5% discount on Volsini website. So do check that out if you're going to buy Volsini stones. But anyway, what I wanted to just share with you, that when you get your stones, they come in a sealed bag like this, looking quite light grey and sometimes quite powdery. And I know in the past when I've bought stones, they come in separate bags, sealed. Let me just show you this without handling it. I'll just sort of pop it out of the bag a little bit. So you can see it's sort of grey coloured. Now, that is the way it comes from the manufacturer of wherever they have harvested. The naturally tumbled basalt is harvested and tumbled naturally in the riverbeds. And it comes like that. What you need to do when you get home with your set of rocks is to put down a towel or a sarong on your massage table or on the floor or wherever you like, and take some oil, just a normal either apricot kernel or almond or coconut. That's actually jojoba oil, just because I was mixing it, but there's a little bit of apricot kernel oil, and you literally just pour a little bit in your hand. And I've got some stones that have already been seasoned and turned. I mean, these are well seasoned and turned. In your hands with the oil on them, you turn them, and turn them and turn them and oil them, and you will see that they will change from that colour to that colour, and then they will never return to this colour. They will always stay this colour. And then I place it down and I go through my whole set with the oil, rubbing them, seasoning them, laying them down, rubbing, seasoning them. When I've done that, I lay them out and I just leave them for a day or half a day, wherever you are, depending on what's convenient. But once you've seasoned them, just leave them. And then I wouldn't wash them. And it's up to you whether you don't need to wash them from here to then season them, but you can do if you want. You could rinse them. You could rinse them first and then season them. But I've never really done that. I've just gone straight for it and oiled them. And then once you've left them out for a while, blot off any excess oil that's on them so it's not all greasy. And then you can put them either back in your tank and make sure you put a flannel on the base of your tank so that it doesn't scratch or clank around. But you can put them straight into that. The other thing just about preparation is that when you get your new tank, it's really important to do what's called smoking out your tank. Now look at the manufacturer guidelines on it, because some of them require that you do it with a little bit of water, like an inch of water in the tank, and switch it on and leave it, turn it on high onto the high preheat setting, or up to about 70 degrees, and just smoke out your tank. The reason why it needs smoking out is because the element underneath the inside tank with the stones going, if you take that out, the actual heating unit has an element within it. But you need to smoke it out with the inner tank in it. Okay, so put that in, put a little bit of water. If it says just do it without water, then do it without water, but you need to do it before your very first treatment, because it stinks. It stinks of like smoky kippers or something like that. It's not a pleasant smell. I've done quite a few of them. I don't know if they've managed to change that. But yeah, they smell very badly. So don't think like, oh, I've got all my new tank and my new kit and my first client booked in tomorrow, and you put it on and you put it in your treatment room, because it absolutely stinks. So if you've got an outside plug garage, electricity supply, maybe do it outside. If not, open all the windows and smoke it out for a good hour or so one time. If it occurs again a little bit when you're working, you can always add a couple of drops of lemon or grapefruit into your tank to mask that smell. But you should be all right if you've done it once. So season your stones, smoke out your tank, and then you are good to go. When it comes to doing your first treatment, you can just put water in the tank, providing it's got a flannel on the back base of it. Water in your tank and plug it in, good to go. And then when you're washing them up, use detergent at the end of your session, wash them up, dry them, and then they should still retain this colour. And so, yeah, that's hopefully that's helpful for you. If you've got any questions, please drop them in the comments, and I will answer them for you. I think that's it. Yeah, just a word on in between your stones, in your excuse me, like the sanitizing and sterilizing, that in the past it's been acceptable to put sterilizing tablets in the tank in between clients, but with coronavirus and heightened now sterilization and sanitization safety, we are going to clean the tank between each client, which means you can't book back to back stone therapy anymore. So it's not sufficient to raise the temperature and put sterilizing tablets in between. I would be taking all the stones out, washing them with detergent, sterilizing everything, putting it back in, refreshing the water, and heating them up again. So that's just a new indication really on practice, and that will be included in training from now on. Makes sense, and it's not a problem. So I hope that was helpful. If you've got any more questions, if you have a desire to learn hot stone therapy, please come to the School of Fine Tuning and study here with me in Bournemouth. All the details are on my website, which is theschooloffinetuning.com. I'll put the link below, and see me on my socials at the School of Fine Tuning for upcoming events. So thank you so much for joining me here for that.